in city of Azaz on the border with Turkey. Hi there. Fill us in on the details of these rocket attacks so far.
The people living in this school have been displaced from areas in southern Idlib. Over the last month or so, the Russian-backed regime campaign has been targeting areas just east of the international highway that runs through the town of Mu'arrat al-Nu'man. The regime backed by Russia has been trying to take this main town along this highway. And in order to do so, they've been conducting these kinds of attacks on civilian populated areas, causing a mass displacement of people. As you mentioned, over 280,000 people as of the end of December have been displaced to places in northern Idlib. The location that was attacked today is in Sarmin, which is just southeast of Idlib city proper. Some local sources put the number of people living in Idlib province over 4 million. And so these people are living in very highly densely populated areas. They're taking up shelter in any kinds of empty buildings that they can find. This particular school was being used as a shelter for these IDPs. We've spoken to other people in Idlib province who say that now mosques are being transformed into IDP shelters. Any kinds of empty buildings are being transformed to IDP shelters. The winter conditions are making it very difficult for people who have left their homes because of the bombardment and shelling and are finding it hard to find safe places to live, places that are warm, places that are dry. Right now it's sunny here in northern Syria, but in the entire region there has been rainfall for the most part of the last 2 weeks. Overnight there was massive rainfall causing huge collections of water to amass around people's places of living, making the conditions very difficult for people who left their homes with just the clothes on their backs.
And Obeda, I mean, this is January 1st. It's a new year. Are there any optimistic prospects from what you're seeing on the ground inside Syria going forward in 2020? Are people hopeful that some kind of peace will be found?
Well, to put it in perspective, the UN says that in 2019 alone, 1.3 million people were displaced in northern Syria because of attacks like these by the Assad regime and backed by Russia. So those 1.3 million people, many of them have already been displaced once or twice or 3 times inside Syria. They're not all actually from Idlib province, and those people are not able to live a normal life. And from what we gather, the people that we're speaking with don't expect life to go back to normal anytime soon. Part of the aerial bombardment campaign that the Assad regime has been carrying out in northwest Syria has been to attack critical infrastructure, including water pumping stations, electricity plants, hospitals, schools, markets. People are very scared that the situation could get worse. These people are living in very abnormal conditions. They don't have running water or electricity. They don't have proper sewage. There aren't any kinds of measures for proper sanitation. People are worried that this winter, if the rainwater actually accumulates, that diseases might start to spread because the rainwater is actually mixing with the sewage that's left behind by these people living under the trees and in different kinds of situations where there isn't proper sewage. So they expect the situation to get worse unless NGOs and humanitarian aid is allowed easy access. And the problem here is that many of the aid organizations have canceled their operations in northwest Syria because of the danger. The employees, the Syrian employees that work with the aid organizations and the NGOs are also fleeing from their towns and villages, making it much more difficult to get that aid and emergency response to the people that need it most.
Okay, Obeda, we'll leave it there. Thank you for that from Azaz in Syria.